Hey everyone, Robert Lewis here. Welcome to our 36 I think, episode of Brew Talk with Mr.Beer. Like I said, my name is Robert Lewis, your host for today. Been doing a lot of episodes, losing track, which is good. I've been doing this for a while. It's cool. So before I dive into today's topic, a few housekeeping things. If you have any ideas you want to see for future topics, let us know. Comment on the post. Send us a message in our chat, shoot us an email on customer service, post in the Facebook group, anything you want to hear us talk about, any guests you want me to have on to talk about things, we will do that. Like I said, once we get through the holiday season, we'll really start turning out some more with Zach and Ashley and get them back on so you guys don't have to look at my crazy face anymore. What am I drinking is also very important. Black Eye Bach. I think I had this a few episodes ago, but it's still been on. It's on tap in our break room, which is really cool. It's really good, just to pull a beer every once in a while, and it's aged really well. I wasn't a big fan of it at first, but as it's aged, I've liked it a lot better, which is usually not the case for how I prefer my beers. I always like younger beers, so like stouts and porters and big beers. I always like them a little bit harsh because I'm not a big fan of just like malty, mellow beers for whatever reason. It's just not my preference, but this one worked out well in that manner. All right, so today's topic is what I think are some essential items that every Mr. Beer brewer would need. We're getting a lot of new brewers that are coming. A lot of people get gifts or get kits as gifts for the holiday season. So we're about to welcome in a whole new plethora of home brewers into the Facebook group and all over the place. So that's be a good video for kind of get out there, people to see, things they might want or need in the future. As I'm going through these, if you guys have anything, you're like, oh, you missed that or you missed this, comment in the post, that way people can see it. Because what I think are essential things, you might have a few more things that you use in your, in your setup that you like a lot. So you never know. So the first one I think everyone will agree with is a hydrometer. Hydrometers are really cool. Let you know when your beer is done fermenting. They give you the ABV. It's kind of just the essential tool that comes with most, or that not doesn't come, that you need with most home brewing things. Well, you don't need it, I guess. Misspeaking here, but it's something that's useful. So you take your original gravity and your final gravity. So your original gravity is before your beer starts fermenting. Your final gravity is when your beer is done fermenting. Final gravity is a good way to know when your beer is done fermenting. Take your reading. I think it's twice within like 1 day and 1 day. And the gravity doesn't change, and you know your beer is done. You can bottle. So it's a good way to know exactly when your beer is done. It's also a good way to calculate the ABV and also to make sure that you're hitting the right OG so you hit all your specs. If you ever look at any of our refills or recipes on the website, if you scroll down to the details, we put the OG, FG, and the ABV of everything that is on there just to make sure that we're giving that information to you so you can try and line up with what we're getting here when we're brewing. So I think that is a crucial tool for people to use. Thermometer. You want to be brewing the right temperature. Thermometers are great. We sell them on the website. You got anything, just stick it on your fermenter. Make sure it's right in the right place. I think that is just, everyone needs to have a thermometer on their fermenter. It's super easy to use and just let you know everything's working right in the proper range. I think most people do, which is good. And also another thermometer, different type of thermometer. If you start doing recipes and partial mash recipes, stuff like that, when you're steeping your grains in that hot water for whatever long time it is, you have to maintain that constant temperature. So if you're going to do any recipes, that there's specialty grains involved in there, make sure you get the brewing thermometer we have on our website. I think you can also get it on Amazon as well if you wanted to go that route. It really helps keep your beer in the right temp and make sure that you're holding those temps right so your final product turns out really well. Another thing I think is really useful is the bottling wand. Bottling, I think, is the least favorite part of brewing. It's my least favorite part. I just think it's so tedious. But the bottling wand is really cool. Hooks up to your fermenter. It's got like kind of the spring release spout, so when you push the bottle up, the beer flows in. And also a unique thing the bottling wand does is it helps prevent aeration in the beer, which I think is really cool. Sometimes if you're bottling your beer, you don't tilt your bottle enough to make sure that beer runs down the side of it. You're just holding it flat and pouring the beer, and it's just turning up in there. You're getting a little oxygen in each bottle, so eventually that could create a little bit of off flavors depending on what's going on. So by using the bottling one, you're kind of preventing all that. So it's just slowly filling up from the bottom and preventing all that stuff from going on. So that is an essential tool that I really like to use. Also a funnel. I'm going to throw this one here because this is one of my favorite tools to use. And not a funnel for like putting things in your bottle, but a big funnel to go over top of your LBK when you're brewing. I am notorious at, after mixing my HME in the pot, trying to pour it into the fermenter. I fail like 45 to 50% of the time. I just spill some on the side. I've shot like videos here where we've been trying to film things and I go to pour it in and like half the pot just goes on the floor. So I don't have the steady hand for that. So usually I always use a funnel because it makes it easier for me. It's a little safer for the countertop area where I happen to be brewing, and it just helps me not spill wort. Once you spill more of that wort, it's less ABV you're going to get in your beer, less flavor, all that good stuff. So I use a funnel. It's one of my personal favorite tools to use. Just make sure you're sanitizing it when you're using it. a sugar measure. So obviously we have carbonation drops on our website, which are great for bottling. If you just drop them in there, you're good to go. But if you don't have the carbonation drops, you just want to use like regular cane sugar or something like that. The sugar measure actually is really cool because it's got the precise measurements on there. So you can just dip it in there and it just fits right in the opening of the bottle. So you just tilt it and dump it, tilt it and dump it. It's good to go. I mean, you can use, like a measuring spoon or something like that. They can be a little tedious just by how they're shaped. So I really like the sugar measure, just the ease of dumping sugar into a bottle. Makes it really simply. Or you can also use a funnel to dump your sugar in the bottle as well. Multi-purpose use for funnel. I'm just a funnel man today. Last but not least, I think it's always good to have just some extras on hand of the no rinse cleanser and some dry ale yeast. You never know when you're going to misplace a cleanser or something's going to happen. You have some backups. It's good to go. And same with the yeast. You never know what can go on. Sometimes you could need to pitch an extra packet of yeast for some odd reasons or something like that. So it's always good to just have like a few no rinse cleansers, a few yeast packets, keep them in your freezer. They're good to go for a long time. Or keep them in your fridge, not your freezer. Sorry, keep them in your fridge. They're good to go for a long time. But those are something that I think that you don't need, but they're good extras to have on hand, especially if you're going to be doing some serious brewing. You can never have enough backups of cleanser and yeast, that's for sure. That's going to wrap it up. Like I said, if you have anything else you wanted to add to this, just comment on the post. I'd love to hear what you guys think that you like to use or things that I missed that we didn't talk about. It'd be very helpful for everybody that's watching and wanting to learn more about Mr.Beer. If you haven't, you need to join our Mr.Beer Facebook group. Mr.Beer's Brewing Society. You can find us by going to our Facebook page, go to groups, click join, or searching Mr.Beer's Brewing Society on Facebook. Answer the 3 questions or we won't let you in. It's pretty simple. If you're new to brewing, let us know you're new. We'll let you on in if you want to learn a lot. We're getting close to 700 members. We're almost there. It's a great group. You guys post all the time. We're doing some amazing things. Just want to give a shout out to the group. Everyone is crushing it over there. So that's going to wrap it up for today, guys. Hope you guys have a great weekend. The weekend leading up before Christmas, which is really exciting. Make sure you're getting some home brews in, sharing some brews, doing all that fun stuff. I think it's a great time of year for Christmas is to share your home brews with your friends and family. A lot of people brew beers just for Christmas, so it's really cool. You get to try some unique things, share some cool things. It's an awesome time of year. I hope you guys have a great weekend. Hope you guys have a happy Merry Christmas to you and your family. Happy holidays. We will be back next weekend with a video for you. Just some stuff for some new brewers for Christmas Day there. But thanks, guys. Hope you have a great one. Cheers.